Hey, I'm doing this video in the basement, and I wanted to tell you why, because my kids, they're busy upstairs. There's a whole lot going on upstairs, so I just wanted to find a quiet place to do this. So, pardon the basement. I'm sorry I'm down here, but enjoy the video. Thanks. Hey guys, it's Lori. The afterlife. I have so many people in my line of work ask me different questions about the afterlife. First, let me just explain, okay? Other than my own, I don't know if I want to call them near-death experiences, but from the time I must have been maybe 9. I fell off my bicycle, I hit my head, and I don't know if I was technically dead, but I don't know medically, technically, if I was dead, but I know that I went to the afterlife. And then there were 2 other times in my adult life that I went to the afterlife. One time I was technically dead. So I know what I saw myself personally. I know what I've learned through my work. But just because of my work, I just want to explain, I don't know any more than the average person. It's not like I'm privy to any special information. Just like anybody that's walking this earth right now, whether they've had a near-death experience, they've had, the Lord has given them a vision, or whatever the case may be, none of us really know. Because once you are gone, you've left the physical body permanently, that's when you know, for sure. Until then, we have to go on what we know, what we learn through wisdom, through faith, through the Bible, through what God tells us. We have to go on that. So people ask me different questions. First of all, is it real? Yes, it's real. And can it be scientifically proven? No, but there are many things that have happened where it's proven. It's proof enough for me. I mean, I know God personally. I know many of you know God personally. And if you do, you know there's an afterlife. We do know scientifically that energy doesn't die. It just changes form. We know that we are energy, so therefore there is an afterlife. Does that make sense to you? Those people who say that we just go to sleep and we stay asleep, even some sects of Christianity, cults, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to judge anybody, but some of them I think are cults. Believe that you go to sleep until Judgment Day. That's not true. Even Jesus talks about Lazarus, the poor man, and the rich man, and he talks about the afterlife. He talks about Lazarus being in a place. Now, it's not heaven, okay? He doesn't say he's in heaven. He says he's in paradise. He doesn't say that the rich man is in hell. He says he's in Hades. And he says there's a big chasm in between, and that the poor man can see, Lazarus can see the rich man, and the rich man can see Lazarus, but they can't interconnect. I know in my experience, it was another world. A much better world, but another world. And I know that there is a dark side. There is a dark side in the underworld, and I haven't seen the worst of it. I'm sure I haven't seen the best of it. But I know that it's real. Okay, so what happens when somebody dies, as far as what I know, is a lot of times people see their own body. A lot of times people attend their own services. I know that they are here for a short time. Is there a light? Maybe, maybe not. Is there a tunnel? Maybe, maybe not. I think it depends on how you're transported. I think some people are immediately transported with no tunnel, no light. They just are. I think others, especially if you die quickly, unexpectedly maybe, you just end up in another place. I have seen people on their deathbed frightened, terribly frightened. And they're seeing something. It's not the brain. You know, you have these people say, oh, it's just the brain hallucinating. What about people who have no belief system, or who are total atheists who see God? Or what about people who don't believe in the darkness and they go to the darkness? What about people who don't believe in the light and they go to the light? From my experience, there are different sections. It's another world, just like this world, but better, but different. There are not the barriers of this world. There are not that we don't have to live within the laws of physics. So, in other words, you can go somewhere quickly, you know. You don't become godlike. You can't be more than one place at once. You don't know everything. You don't become God, okay? But a plethora of information opens up to you. For instance, you know where you are, you deserve to be. There's no question about it, wherever that place may be. And another thing is, a lot of people say, well, why didn't my loved one intervene with, the accident that I got into? Why didn't my loved one tell me that this is happening and that's happening? First of all, they don't know everything. They do have more of a panoramic view than they had before, but they don't know everything. They don't become godlike. Secondly, there are certain things that they cannot interfere with. They can't interfere with your free will. Just like we can't interfere with somebody's free will while we're here, we can't interfere with somebody's free will from spirit. So although your loved one may be watching you, your guardian angel may be watching you. That's another thing. We all have angels, but they can't just interfere. They're there to watch. Certain ones are there to watch us, like our guardian angels. But if we refuse that, or if they don't listen to us, by the way, they listen to God. And don't pray to angels. Pray to God. God will send the angels to help you. There's different entities in that realm. There's the angels. There's the demons. There are people, spirit, people that have crossed over. There's God. There are other spirits that we're not necessarily aware of. So different people have different experiences, but your loved ones are there. It's a real world. So another thing is, a lot of people say in my work, well, why aren't they talking to me? Well, first of all, they might be. They might be trying to show you signs that they're okay. You might get a certain smell. Our sense of smell is the strongest sense. So a lot of times we smell them. You know how people have a certain smell, even if they didn't wear cologne or perfume, they have a certain smell. Sometimes if people are a heavy smoker, you'll smell smoke, even if you don't smoke. Maybe a pipe. My grandfather used to smoke a pipe, and every once in a while I'll catch a whiff of that. Maybe they do wear cologne or perfume, or maybe a song, maybe just a touch. You get like chills as if somebody touched you, a feeling that somebody's standing there with you. One thing I can tell you is be grateful for those, what we consider small signs. I think we've become so desensitized to this. Think about it. We have these shows on TV, the Long Island Medium, the Ghost Hunters, and blah, blah, blah. I think we've become so desensitized. Think about what's really happening. Your loved one has crossed over. They've left this physical world. Some people never get contact, ever, ever, ever. They just miss them, right? So if you get any kind of contact, if you get that smell, if you get that song, if you get that knowing or that thought that comes out of nowhere, or somebody says something exactly the way they would say it, or, you smell their cooking when they're not around, like that dish they always made, or something like that. Instead of saying, give me more, or I'm not sure, how about saying thank you? Imagine they're crossing realms to let you know that they're okay. All right? The other thing is, the more you're grateful, the more you'll get. Okay? There's a lot of garbage out there that'll teach you that, I don't know, I don't even want to go into it. Just know that the afterlife is real, that it does matter what you do here. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter how many people you can beat up, how successful, how quickly you climb that ladder. Somebody said to me, and it's said often, you are so smart, you're so intelligent, and look, it's wasted. Look at you. You haven't got that far. And they're talking about financially. Oh, your boys, they're all 3 genius. My oldest son is Mensa. My other 2 are pretty smart. I don't know if they would pass the Mensa test or not, but they're pretty smart too. And again, oh, your boys are oh so smart. And look, oh, you know what? I didn't have the money to put them through college. They did some college. My oldest son's still paying back his student loans. My middle son's paying back student loans. My younger son doesn't even want to give it an attempt because he's seen what his brothers have gone through. Yeah, they're really smart. But given what they went through because of evil people, and I'm not going to name names, they didn't have the chance. They were taken from me. And they came back. They were, finally, after fighting the good fight, but evil intervened, so they weren't able to get scholarships because their schooling suffered for that. And I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you what happened. So when you get on the other side, do you think God's going to say, oh, you're not college educated and you're not making $3 million a year or blah, blah, blah? No, he's going to say, what did you do with those brains I gave you? Did you help other people? What did you do with those gifts I gave you? Did you help other people? That's what he's going to say. It doesn't matter. I know in this worldly world it matters. The worldly system, it matters about how much money you have. And yes, we need money to live. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying anybody with money is bad, because money is not bad. God blesses us with money so that we can bless other people. It's the love of money. It's the, and poor people can have it too. I've seen poor people just as caught up in the worldly system as rich people. So it's not about how much you have, it's about your attitude. It's about what you're doing. Are you helping people? And that's going to matter when you get to the other side. How many people did you walk on? How many people did you help? How many people did you turn your back on? How many people did you say things like that to? Oh, you're so smart. And let me tell you, I've met, in the line of work I do, I meet a lot of people. I meet rich, I meet poor, I meet extremely intelligent, I meet those that are disabled and maybe a little behind. I've known a lot of people that are really intelligent and they don't have a lot. I've met a lot of people that are college educated and working in jobs that are serious, and they can't grasp the smallest things. It makes me think, wow, they're doing these jobs. Scary. So, have you been judgmental? That's the kind of stuff that matters. Another thing is so they can't intervene. They do give us signs. They don't become godlike. And they're not just sitting around waiting for us. They're living a life. So in that other realm is another whole world. Think about it. We're all going to go there someday. Do you think we're all going to be sitting around just kind of hanging out, singing Kumbaya? No, we're going to be living a life. Life continues. They are playing, they are working, they are doing whatever. Think about it. You think God might be boring? I hear a lot of people say that, oh, in heaven, is it going to be just continuous worship? God's not boring. All the good things in life, laughter, pleasure, even sexual pleasure, are the way that our body, the nerve endings tell the brain to bring pleasure, taste buds to enjoy food. All that comes from God. So when we're in his house, think about how wonderful it's going to be. It's not going to be boring. They're living life, They're living life at a higher level without all the burdens of this world. There is no evil. They don't have to worry. So yes, there is an afterlife. And this is just a quick recap. I want to remind you guys to be careful what you say. I think that person that said that to me about being so intelligent and about my boys being so intelligent was trying to give me a compliment. But what she did was give me a backdoor compliment and a front door insult. I put God first, people next. I'm in service, and because of the worldly system, no, I don't have a lot according to the world. But I have a clear conscience. I love my Lord, and I know that when I get there, I'm going to be okay. All right, guys, just wanted to give you a quick recap. Your loved ones are there. They're okay. You can talk to them. Please don't pray to them. Talk to them. Pray to God. Talk to them. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.